everyone, we are the group 1 and for today's video, we are gonna discuss about the prenatal weight gain, which is our lesson for the week 2. So without further ado, let's start the discussion.
Prenatal weight gain. Nutrient need typically increase more during pregnancy than during any other stage in a woman's adult life. Additional nutrients are required during the gestation for the development of the fetus as well as for the growth of maternal tissue that support fetal development. When you are pregnant, nutrition is important than ever. You need more of many important nutrients than you did before pregnancy. Making healthy food choices every day will help your baby what he or she needs to develop. It will also help make sure that you and your baby gain the proper amount of weight.
What is prenatal weight gain? The first component of nutrition to be investigated is weight. Much emphasis has been paid to this element of nutrition since weight can be easily measured and tracked over time. Weight measurement has been investigated using pre-pregnancy maternal weight. Maternal weight at various stages of pregnancy weight gain based on body mass index and neonatal birth weight. Prenatal weight gain is an increase in body weight during pregnancy of a woman. This can involve an increase in muscle mass, fat deposits, excess fluids such as water or other factors. The first thing to put in your mind that prenatal weight gain it's curious to us. Lalo sa ating mga mother na buntis. Pregnancy weight gain is normally to the pregnant mother, but gaining too much is unhealthy. Prenatal weight gain is an increase during pregnancy. So, the weight gain based in BMI is normal or not, but almost time many pregnant mother experiencing that, and this can involve to increase muscle mass, fat deposits, and excess fluid. So in fact, it's better to normalize your food and drinking water.
Due to differences in body size and lifestyle, gestational weight growth should be individualized rather than generalized. For instance, underweight pregnant women have different weight gain needs than overweight and obese women. Because of the differences body size and lifestyle, as much of the extra weight gain is due to your baby growing, but your body will also be storing fat. Most women have a low BMI in pregnancy are fine, but there is an increased risk of miscarriage. Weight gain includes the result of fertilization as well as maternal development. There are the product of fertilization, the fetus, placenta, and amniotic fluid. The fetus accounts for around 25% of total gain, approximately 5% for the placenta, and approximately 6% of amniotic fluid.
Maternal tissue development contributes to almost 2/3 of the overall increase. Maternal blood volume and extracellular fluid volume rise, as do uterine and mammary tissues and fat storage. Blood volume and extracellular fluid expansion account for 10% and 13% of total weight gain correspondingly. The remaining is accounted for by the fat and protein accretion in terms of weight increase composition. The majority of total fat gain is deposited in maternal stores. Protein is mostly deposited in fetus, although it is also found in the uterus, blood, placenta, and breast. Maaaring makaramdam si mother na parang nag-iimpake siya ng purong tubig, ngunit karamihan sa bagong timbang ay maaaring maiugnay sa mga fluids at expanding body tissue.
Nutrient recommendation during pregnancy. Nutrient requirements do not rise above non-pregnant level during the first trimester of pregnancy. Although the fetus undergoes rapid development early in pregnancy, the majority of nutrients for growth in maternal and fetal tissue are required later in pregnancy. The requirement for increasing nutrients recommendation for most nutrients was based on deposition in fetal and maternal tissue. For example, placenta, amniotic fluid, breast tissue, fat storage, with adjustment made for changes in nutrients absorption, urinary excretion, and or storage during pregnancy when these were relevant and well characterized. Maintain good nutrition and a healthy diet during pregnancy is critical for the health of the mother and newborn child. It is also good to remember that the quality of the food is good important than the quantity. So, it is recommended to choose healthy food with high nutritional value and avoid unhealthy foods. To maintain a healthy pregnancy, approximately 300 extra calories are needed each day. These calories should come from a balanced diet of protein, fruits, vegetable, and whole grains. Sweet and fat should be kept to a minimum.
So let's talk about macronutrients. Well, in macronutrients, we are gaining a lot of energy. We can get a lot of energy there. But energy needs during pregnancy vary according to a woman's basal metabolic rate. Kapag sinasabi natin basal metabolic rate, it is an energy while you are resting. Ito yung energy kung saan nakarest yung buntis. And during that rest, they need to maintain a visual function such as breathing and normal body temperature. It also includes the pre-pregnancy weight and composition of weight gain. There is also a stage of pregnancy and physical activity level. It is estimated that on average of a pregnant woman requires a total of 85,000 additional calories over the course of 40 weeks of pregnancy, which extrapolates the approximately 300 extra calories per day. So, paano nga ba nakuha yung 85,000 calories na yan? So, i-times mo yung 300 extra calories sa 40 weeks. So, how many days are there in 40 weeks? There are 280 days. So, kapag tinimes mo yan, makukuha yung 85,000 additional calories. As a woman's weight increases, she also requires more energy to accomplish the same amount of physical work, such as that even if the physical activity levels remain unchanged from prior to pregnancy, the energy cost of this activities increases. So, kapag nag-increase yung weight ng isang pregnant, so bumibilis din yung metabolism niya. Meaning, mas mabilis siyang napapagod. And during that time, kapag buntis ka kasi, hindi lang ikaw yung nagsasuffer, pati na rin yung baby na nasa womb mo. So, you need to balance the amount of energy and calories that you are taking.
Energy. The fact that the relative increase for many other nutrients is greater than the relative rise for energy highlights the necessity of focusing nutrition-dense diet during pregnancy. The phrase eating for two may result in excessive maternal weight gain. Furthermore, the 340 to 450 kilocalories per day recommendations may be the high for obese women, inactive women, and women whose activity level fall during pregnancy. Underweight women, young adolescents, mothers who are still growing, and women carrying multiple fetuses, on the other hand, may require 500 kilocalories per day or more. Micronutrition or macros are essential nutrients that the body needs in large quantities to remain healthy. Micronutrients provide the body with energy, help prevent disease, and allow the body to function correctly. Carbohydrates in the form of starches and sugars are the micronutrition required in the largest amount. When eaten and broken down, carbohydrates provide the major source of energy to fuel our day activities.
Energy. The goal is to avoid both limits of the energy spectrum, excessive and insufficient energy intake. Overnutrition and excessive weight gain during pregnancy increase the risk of gestational diabetes, macrosomia, birth issues such as shoulder dystocia, cesarean delivery, and postoperative complications, trouble starting nursing, and other complications, as well as the likelihood of later maternal and child obesity, undernutrition, and inadequate weight gain during pregnancy, on the other hand, might result in a poor intrauterine growth and as a result, a low birth weight for the child. In addition to delivery difficulties, intrauterine growth retardation has been linked to adult metabolic disorders. The main goal here is to balance the energy in our body, especially to all pregnant women, for them to know the disadvantage of excessive weight gain during and after pregnancy. So, I highly recommend discipline and healthy diet.
Macronutrients, protein. During pregnancy, extra protein is consumed to support fetal growth, placental development, amniotic fluid production, increased maternal blood volume, and the growth of other maternal tissues. Protein requirements rise in tandem with maternal and fetal growth rates. Early in pregnancy, extra protein requirements are minimal but gradually increased as pregnancy progressed. Over the final half of gestation, approximately 82% of the entire need for 925 of protein required for mother and fetal need is accumulated. Low birth weight is associated with insufficient maternal protein intake. This translates into a 25 grams a day rise in demand by the second half of pregnancy for a total of roughly 70 to 75 grams a day. During pregnancy, kailangan natin mag-consume ng mga pagkain na nagtataglay ng protein at macronutrients para mapanatili natin na healthy ang ating katawan at para ma-prevent din natin ang mga disease na maaaring pumasok sa ating katawan. Dapat right amount of protein lang ang kailangan i-consume during pregnancy kasi hindi kulang o sobra kasi baka during pregnancy ay magkaroon ng birth defects or complications.
Water-soluble vitamins. Most water-soluble vitamins requirements rise during pregnancy. The following discussion will focus on folate and vitamin B6 because increases in demands associated with pregnancy are relatively high. 50% for folate and 46% for vitamin B6. An average intakes of these water-soluble vitamins are relative to requirements are generally lower than for other water-soluble vitamins. This means that our body does not store it, so we must replace it through diet or prenatal vitamins. For folate or kilala rin bilang folacin ay tumutulong sa metabolismo ng protina at nagtataguyod din ito sa pagbuo ng pulang selula at napapababa nito ang panganib mula sa neural tube defects at ang folic acid ay tumutulong din sa brain development ng baby.
Folate is involved in single carbon transfer reaction, notably important for synthesis of nucleic acid and certain amino acids for new cell and tissue production. So folate is the best for pregnancy because it developing a healthy baby and it prevents neutral tube defects. Since the neutral tube develops within the first 28 days of pregnancy, so it is recommended all women of childbearing years consume folate. Folate prevents certain heart abnormalities, cleft palate, and cleft lip. It also lowers the risk of developing anemia, miscarriage, preterm delivery, and low birth weight. So it can be found in fortified breakfast cereals, lentils, spaghetti, rice, beans, broccoli, orange, juice, spinach, and strawberries. What are the pregnancy complications of folate deficiency? Possible pregnancy complications secondary to maternal folate status by include spontaneous abortion, abruption placentae, congenital malformations, and severe language delay in the offspring.
Water-soluble vitamins. Vitamin B6 in the form of pyridoxal phosphate is involved in over 100 metabolism reaction, most which involve amino acid and protein metabolism during pregnancy. Vitamin B6 plays important roles in the synthesis of non-essential amino acid, hema-erythrocyte, immune protein, and hormones. Vitamin B6 has been possibility associated with improved pregnancy outcome, such as reduced incidence of preeclampsia and higher Aggari score and diurnal behavior. And also thinking vitamin B6 as a supplement in generally consider it safe as long as you're thinking the recommended dosage.
Iodine intake needs increase during pregnancy for the synthesis of thyroid hormones. Maternal iodine deficiency during pregnancy can result in the enlargement of a woman's thyroid gland, development of goiter, and hypothyroidism. Maternal hypothyroidism increases the risk of a variety of poor fetal outcome including stillbirth, spontaneous abortion, congenital anomalies, mental retardation, deafness, spastic dysplegia, and cretinism. Maternal iodine deficiency should be corrected prior to conception to reduce the risk of harm of the fetus. So when we say iodine, this is a mineral found in some foods. Getting enough iodine is so important for everyone, especially for infants and pregnant women, because these hormones control the body's metabolism and many other important functions. The body also needs thyroid hormones for proper bone and brain development during pregnancy and infancy. But the question is, how much iodine do you need each day? This is what I'm referring is for the pregnant woman. So the average daily recommended amount is depending on your age. But for a pregnant woman, you should take at least 250 mcg of iodine. So ano nga ba ang mangyayari sa isang buntis kung she don't get enough iodine and mayroon siyang iodine deficiency? So those pregnant women who don't get enough of iodine, syempre, they cannot make sufficient amounts of thyroid hormones. And this can cause many problems in pregnant women. Severe iodine deficiency can permanently harm the fetus by causing stunted growth. Meaning, your baby may experience poor nutrition, repeated infection, and inadequate psychosocial stimulation. And pwede rin magkaroon ng goiter si mother or yung enlargement ng thyroid glands. And ang malala pa dyan, kapag ang ina ay mayroong maternal iodine deficiency, maaari itong maging sanhi ng pagkakaroon ng maternal hypothyroidism, wherein the pregnant woman may increase the risk of a variety of problems such as stillbirth, spontaneous abortion, congenital anomalies, maternal retardation, and so on and so forth. Kaya nararapat lamang na dapat i-educate si mami regarding sa ganitong usapin para ma-correct ang kanyang habit with prior to conception and also to avoid the risk of harm to the fetus.
Okay, so under minerals pa rin, we have the so-called iron. So sabi niya dito, if iron is not easily available from the food, iron is mobilized. When we say mobilize, it is generated from the maternal liver reserves. Thus, even if the mother is extremely iron deficient, so when we say deficient, ibig sabihin po not enough or inadequate or insufficient or naglalak sa iron ang mother, fetal hemoglobin production is usually adequate. So kahit po deficient ang mother, ang fetal hemoglobin po ay hindi affected. And anemia in the infant owing to iron insufficiency is uncommon. Maternal iron deficit raises the risk of premature birth and low birth weight, and it may lower a mother's chance of tolerating bleeding during delivery and postpartum iron deficiency. So sabi niya din dito, when hemoglobin levels are low, a 60 to 120 milligrams a day iron supplement may be prescribed. Pero case-to-case basis po yun. Because large amounts of iron can interfere with the absorption of other trace minerals important during pregnancy. Pregnant women taking over 30 milligrams a day of iron should also take 15 milligrams of supplemental zinc and 2 milligrams of supplemental copper. So, as we discussed on the first lesson, or nung week 1, na-discuss na po natin kung ano ba ang foods na rich in iron. So, uulitin lang po natin. Ang mga iron-rich foods includes shellfish, like oysters or yung tinatawag nating talaba. And number 2 is we have spinach or yung under siya sa dark leafy green vegetables. Number 3 is liver. Tapos kasama din niya yung other organ meats or yung, di ba sa mga lutong Pilipino, may mga dishes tayo na hinahaluan natin ng other organ meats. So, ayun, pwede yun. Number 4 is we have the legumes. Again, pag sinabi natin legumes, ito yung mga seeds or pods na galing sa mga plants. So, example is white beans, kidney beans, black beans, mung beans, and other kinds of beans. So, 5th is we have poultry. Ano yung mga food na pwede nating makuha sa poultry. So, number 5, we have the red meat. For example, we have the beef, the lamb, pork, veal, and goat meat. So, number 6 is pumpkin seeds. So, mayaman din po siya sa iron. Next is quinoa. Number 8 is turkey. Kasama din po sa iron-rich foods ang dark chocolate. We have the white beans, the soybeans, and the last one is we have the dried foods. For example, dried fruits. For example, raisins and dried apricots. So, ayun po. Doon lang po umiikot ang mga iron-rich foods. And we say premature birth. Ito po yung sobrang early pa po lumabas ng baby. Pero kailangan na po niyang lumabas sa sinapunan ng nanay due to certain circumstances. So, when we say hemoglobin, let me repeat. Ang hemoglobin po, pag narinig natin ang term na hemoglobin, ito po yung protein na nasa loob ng ating red blood cells na nagkikarry ng oxygen from the lungs to the tissues and organs in the body. So, ayun po ang hemoglobin. Tapos, pag sinabi naman po natin low hemoglobin, ibig sabihin, low din po ang ating red blood cell count. So, nagli-lead po ito sa pagiging anemia or anemic po ang tao pag low hemoglobin po siya. So, ano po ba usually ang mga binibigay na supplements pag low hemoglobin po ang isang tao? So, ang pinaka-common is we have the ferrous sulfate. So, ang pagbibigay po ng dosage niyan is depende po sa diagnosis ng isang tao. So, case-to-case basis po yan ulit. So, pag we consume, as a human, we consume a high or large amount of iron, it can interfere with the so-called absorption. So, when we say absorption, it is the process of absorbing. So, yung sa digestion na po natin yan. So, we need to understand that low consumption or low po yung pag-consume natin ng iron can have disadvantages also, and as well as yung high consumption of iron can interfere sa ating katawan.
Minerals. Zinc. Zinc is an nutrient with average 38% increase demand during pregnancy related to the non-pregnancy state. Zinc is involved in the synthesis of the deoxyribonucleic acid, like nucleic acid and ribosomes, and is therefore required for gene expression, cells differentiation, and cell replication. Supplementation research in areas with low zinc intakes indicates that increasing zinc is also beneficial for preventing premature birth and encouraging appropriate brain development in the fetus. Getting enough zinc during pregnancy is important for your baby's health and growth. Your baby needs zinc for cell growth and brain development. This essential mineral also helps support your immune system, maintain your sense of taste and smell, and build bones.
The other data for several of the other nutrients, e.g. biotin, vitamin K, vitamin E, fluoride is generally insufficient to warrant suggesting higher intake during pregnancy. In terms other nutrients, non-pregnant women appear to consume enough to meet the slight increase in demand during pregnancy, e.g. sodium, potassium, vitamin D. For women who are planning pregnancy and during the first 3-month pregnancy, a daily folic acid supplement of 500 microgram is recommended, as well as eating food that are naturally rich in folate or are fortified with folic acid.
High maternal weight gain. Women who gain too much weight during pregnancy are more likely to have a cesarean delivery and have babies that are too big for the gestational age, which can lead to difficulties during labor and delivery. Higher maternal weight increase is associated with both postpartum weight retention and later maternal obesity. Although there is evidence that high maternal weight gain is connected with glucose abnormalities and gestational hypertension issues, the evidence is ambiguous. That means too much weight pregnant mother have not normal delivery, and they are going a cesarean delivery, and it can lead to them a difficult during labor and delivery. That too much weight, it can cause postpartum. A high body mass index during pregnancy might have serious consequences for your health and the health of your baby. Obesity is defined as having a BMI of 30 or greater. To calculate your BMI, multiply your weight in pounds by your height in inches squared by 703. That alternatively, multiply your weight in kilograms by your height in meter squared. And having a high BMI have a serious impact for the mother and baby, which is not good to them, and be careful to that situation. But anyway, you do a drinking milk every morning and before you sleep, and eating a vegetable are good to the pregnant mother as to prevent too much weight.
A high body mass index during pregnancy might have serious consequences for your health and the health of your baby. Obesity is defined as having a BMI of 30 or greater. To calculate your BMI, multiply your weight in pounds by your height in inches squared by 703. Alternatively, multiply your weight in kilograms by your height in meters squared. For example, I will compute for my BMI. So my weight is 50 kilograms and my height is 151 centimeter, so that is 1.51 in meters. 50 kilogram divided by the square of my height in meters, that is 1.51. The answer is 2.28. Let us divide 50 kilograms into 2.28, and the answer is 21.93. So that is my BMI, 21.93, and that is in a healthy weight. Because if your BMI is 18.5 below, that means underweight. If your BMI is 18.5 to 24.9, that means healthy weight. If your BMI is 25 to 29.9, you are overweight. And if your BMI is 30 and above, that means obesity.
How might a high BMI affects pregnancy? Having a high BMI during pregnancy increase the risk of various pregnancy complications including miscarriage, stillbirth, and recurrent miscarriage. Ano ang pagkakaiba ng miscarriage, stillbirth, at recurrent miscarriage? Miscarriage is usually defined as loss of a baby before 20th week of pregnancy, and stillbirth is loss of baby at or after 20 weeks of pregnancy. Recurrent pregnancy having 2 or more miscarriage. A pregnancy complication characterized by high blood pressure and signs of damage to another organ system, most often the liver and the kidney. Heart problems. These are some cardiovascular disease, coronary heart disease, a disease of blood vessels supplying the heart and muscle. Cerebrovascular disease, a disease of blood vessel supplying the brain. Sleep apnea is a serious sleep disorder in which breathing repeatedly stops and starts. If you snore loudly and feel tired even after a full night's sleep, you might have a sleep apnea. The main cause is excess weight and obesity. The need for C-section and the risk of C-section complications such as wound and infection. Ano nga ba ang C-section o yung tinatawag nating cesarean section? C-section is used to deliver a baby through surgical incision made in the abdomen and uterus. Planning for C-section might be necessary if you have a certain pregnancy complications. Reason why do they plan to have C-section? Prolonged labor, abnormal positioning. Nangyayari ang cesarean section kasi hindi normal ang presentation ng baby. Minsan kasi nauna yung paa nila. Ang normal kasi na dapat is nauuna yung ulo na lumabas. Fetal distress and birth effects like congenital heart disease. This is to reduce delivery complications.
How could obesity affect the baby? Having a high BMI, pregnancy has been linked to an increased risk of various health problems for a baby, including congenital disorder, being significantly larger than average at birth, fetal macrosomia, growth problems, childhood asthma, childhood obesity, and cognitive problems and development delay. Ang congenital disorder ay isang kondisyon na mayroon na mula sa kapanganakan. Ang mga congenital disorder ay maaaring namamana o sanhi ng mga salik sa kapaligiran. Ang halimbawa nito ng congenital disorder ay ang cleft lip at cleft palate. Sa growth problems, maaaring sanhi ng maraming salik, kabilang ang genetics, hormonal disorder, systemic na sakit at mahinang pagsipsip ng pagkain. Ang mga sanhi ng mga problema sa paglaski ay kadalasang nahati sa mga sumusunod na kategorya. Ang familial short stature, isang tendency na sundin ang binanang short stature ng pamilya.
How much weight should the mother gain during pregnancy? Most women should gain somewhere between 25 and 35 pounds, 11.5 to 16 kilograms during pregnancy. Single pregnancy is if you have BMI of 30 or higher and are carrying one baby, the recommended weight gain is 11 to 20 pounds, about 5 to 9 kilograms. Then multiple pregnancy, if you have BMI of 30 or higher and carrying twins or multiples, are recommended weight gain is a 25 to 42 pounds, about 11 to 90 kilograms.
Low maternal weight gain, the amount of weight gain during pregnancy has immediate and long-term consequence for both the mother and the baby. The amount of weight gain during pregnancy is very important based on the BMI dahil kapag hinayaan o binaliwala lang, they can affect our future health of the mother and the newborn. Maternal weight gain throughout the second and third trimester is the key driver of fetal growth in the near term. Indeed, inadequate maternal weight gain is the link to an increased risk of small for gestational age newborn, particularly in underweight and normal weight mothers. Although, a certain amount of pregnancy weight gain is recommended for people who are overweight or obese. Gestational weight gain recommendation aim to optimize outcome for the woman and the newborn. They increase birth weight and postpartum weight retention but also between inadequate weight gain and decreased birth weight. Furthermore, it is linked to preterm birth in underweight and a lesser extent normal weight women. For the mother who are underweight, this is an increased risk for nausea, vomiting, and dehydration during pregnancy.
How can being underweight in the pregnancy affect the mother and the baby? Most women who have a low MBI in the pregnancy are fine, but there is an increase of miscarriage, premature birth when the baby is born before they are fully developed. The baby having a low birth weight. Gastosis when the baby's stomach doesn't develop properly. Gastosis is majorly since a birth soon after the baby is born. Surgery will be needed to place the abdominal organs inside the baby's body and repair the defect. Even after the repair, infant with the gastosis can have a problem with nursing and eating, digestion of food, and absorption of nutrients. Babies born with gastosis may face some healthy issues in their lifetime, including premature birth. Babies with gastosis can be born prematurely, intestinal blockage after the surgery. Your baby may have narrowing of the intestines that could prevent food and stool from moving to their intestines. Naapektuhan ang mother kapag ito ay underweight dahil rito nahihirapan siyang huminga at hindi komportable pati na rin sa baby dahil sa maaaring fats ng nanay nahihirapan itong gumalaw.
There are many reasons for having a low BMI, including not eating enough food because on eating disorder, to be healthy, women should have around 2,000 calories a day through a healthy, balanced diet. Over-exercising and not having enough food to replace the energy used in exercise. Being unwell, there might be a medical reason for your low weight such as an overactive thyroid. Loss of appetite perhaps due to worry or stress. So, we all know that eating disorder are a range of psychological conditions that can cause unhealthy eating habits to develop. There might be they might start with an obsession with food, body weight, or body shape. These eating disorders consist of 6 types, such as the anorexia nervosa, bulimia nervosa, binge eating disorder, rumination disorder, the pica, and the avoidant disorder. So in order for a pregnant woman to be healthy, she should have around 2,000 calories a day and balance her diet because that given number of calories was supplemented or given by experts to help them, of course. Also, if you want to make sure na 2,000 calories ang tinitake mo a day, you can download the calorie deficit app because this will easily help you balance the food you are taking in each day as well as the calories. Over-exercising is also the reason. Why? Because too much exercise without adequate recovery of time can take a toll on your immune system, which making it harder for your body to fight off colds and infection. Kaya minsan yung mga buntis na nag-over-exercising at kulang sa pahinga, nakaka-apektuhan yung kanilang mood, kaya minsan mayroon silang mood swing talaga. So dumako naman tayo sa overactive thyroid. When we say overactive thyroid, it is also known as hyperthyroidism, wherein the thyroid gland produces too much of thyroid hormones. So, once na may hyperthyroidism ang isang buntis, maaaring mag-lead ito sa preterm birth, low birth weight, and respiratory distress in the neonate. Pero don't worry, there's a treatment naman na binibigay sa inyo ng mga doktor like anti-thyroid medicine called propyltyrosine in the first trimester and the metimazole in the second and trimester. It also undeniably that women experience appetite loss during their pregnancy. According to some studies, it says that stress is known to cause a loss of appetite for some pregnant women, meaning that they end up eating less food. Syempre, ikaw nga ba naman stress sa pagbubuntis mo, di ba mawawalan ka rin ng panlasa? Wherein in that way, maaaring maging reason para bumaba yung iyong BMI kasi nga you are not supplementing your body.
So, we are down on what can we do for a healthy pregnancy weight gain. So, sabi niya dito, try to avoid high-calorie foods and drinks that full of saturated fat and sugar, such as cakes, sweets, and sugary drinks. These foods have very little nutrition which your baby needs to grow and develop well. If your diet has a lot of saturated fat and sugar during pregnancy, your children are more likely to suffer from high blood pressure and weight gain themselves later on in life. So again, when we say high-calorie foods, ang unang pumapasok sa ating kaisipan ay mga unhealthy foods. So, gaya nga ng mga naibigay sa example, cake, sweets, and sugar drinks. So, ano pa nga ba ang ibang mga example ng high-calorie food? So, we have the fast foods, the processed meats, desserts, candies, fatty meats, white bread products, alcohol, and sodas. So, sabi niya dito, take note, your children are more likely to suffer from high blood pressure and weight gain themselves later on in life because what you eat during pregnancy can affect your baby later in life. So, please take note of that. So, when we are gonna avoid high-calorie food, so what should we take? We should take a healthy foods or yung healthy fats. So, for example, we need to consume avocados instead of going to fast foods to buy something that we could eat. So, we can also consume cheese, dark chocolate, whole eggs, fatty fish, which is we all know na rich in omega-3 fatty acids, nuts, chia seeds, and olive oil. So, sabi niya din dito, when thinking about what to eat to gain weight, choose foods that are high in healthy fats, such as fish, chicken, nuts, avocados, and unsaturated fats such as oils and spreads made from sunflower or olive oil. So again, we should remember that we should consume a healthy or balanced meal or diet. So, pag sinabi natin kasing meal, dapat ito ay balanse na nakapaloob doon yung 5 food groups na kailangan nating i-consume. So, let's recap ano nga ba yung 5 groups na ito. So, di ba, meron tayong yung number 1 is we have the starchy or yung carbs or yung carbohydrates, group of carbohydrates. So, sa group of carbohydrates kasi, we need to consume at least 1/3 of the meal. Yung 1/3 of the meal natin ay kailangan carb siya. So, ang carbs kasi ay ang main source natin ng energy. So, for example, for carbs, this breakfast, we need to choose, let's say, potatoes or grains, wheat, barley, or rice. Other examples is, sa daily basis natin, pwede tayong mag-consume ng at least 180 grams of pasta, yung cook na po ito, 40 grams of cereals, or pwede ring isang baked potato, yung size lang po ng ating feast, at 2 slices ng bread. So, any of the given choices, yun po ang pwede nating pagkuhanan ng carbs. So, ang carbs kasi, pwede rin siyang maging source ng fiber, vitamins, and other essential minerals. So, na food group is we have the fruit and vegetables. So, when we consume fruit and vegetables, it should be a handful only. Tapos, ang fruit and vegetables po ay ang main na source natin ng fiber at pack din po siya ng vitamins and minerals. So, for example, we are gonna consume 1 apple, 1 orange, 1 pear or 1 banana. Pwede rin po tayong mag-consume ng isang handful ng grapes or ng berries. Pag sa juices naman po, we can consume at least 150 ml of fruit juice. Or when we are craving for something dry naman po, we can consume 30 grams of dried fruit. Sabi niya din dito, different colors of the fruits indicate different nutrients too. So, we should remember that we should eat rainbow. So, alam naman natin na ang mga prutas ay iba-ibang kulay. So, eat rainbow, meaning eat variety of fruits every day. Next food group natin, meron tayong tinatawag na dairy. Or sa dairy kasi, ito ay isang magandang source ng protein, ng vitamins at ng ibang klaseng minerals. So, ang pinaka-common na nakukuha nating nutrition dito ay ang calcium, which is kailangan natin sa pagpapatibay ng ating mga buto at ng ating mga ngipin. Dahil as we said sa unang lesson natin, ang calcium ay ang building blocks ng ating buto at ng mga ngipin, or ito yung nagbibigay ng strength. It strengthens the bone. So, pag calcium strengthens the bone and the teeth. So, pag sa dairy naman po, we need to remember to choose low-fat or fat-free products only. So, dahil ang dairy, may mga tao iba na allergic sa dairy. So, meron tayong mga alternatives. Ano yung mga pwedeng alternatives? So, meron tayong soy products or yung soya. So, we have the nuts, milk from the nuts. So, let's say almond milk, ganon. We have the oat milk and the rice milk. So, ayun. sa daily natin, at least 3 serving of dairy a day ang kailangan natin i-consume. So, for example, 1/2 glass of milk, pwedeng almond or soya. Pwede ring 300 grams of soft cheese, 300 grams of cheddar cheese. So, ayun po ang nakapaloob sa dairy na food group. Next is we have the so-called protein. Ito yung pang-apat po na nasa food group na kailangan natin i-consume everyday. Ang protein kasi ay nagpro-provide ng mga key amino acids natin na nagagamit ng ating katawan para mag-function. Ang protein po ay ang building blocks ng ating katawan. So ano nga ba ulit ang example ng proteins? We have the eggs, the beans, the tofu, seeds. So at least we need to consume po at least 2 to 3 servings a day para po meron pa po tayong energy all throughout the day. We need protein to survive. Another example of protein is we have the grilled chicken without skin. So take note, grilled chicken without skin. So, another good sources of protein is 2 boiled eggs. So, hindi naman porque 2 boiled eggs is everyday ka lang magte-take ng 2 boiled eggs. So, baka po magkaroon din kasi tayo ng allergy. So, we need to consume it in moderation. Number 5, we have, number 5 food group, we have the healthy fats. So, we need to understand that fat is still essential in our daily living. So, ano nga ba ang mga example ng healthy fats? So, we have the 1 tablespoon of oil, butter, or margarine, or we can consume mayonnaise, 2 tablespoons of avocados, 8 to 10 tablespoon of olive oil, and 8 to 10 pieces of olives too. Tapos, 10 pieces of peanuts. Okay, so another one, sabi niya dito, sa what can you do for a healthy pregnancy weight gain pa rin tayo. So first, we have to eat more pasta, beans, whole grain cereals, and sabi niya din dito, aim to eat 3 small meals and 3 healthy snacks every day. So when we say snacks, ito ang small amounts ng food na tinitake natin between every meal or yung merienda in Tagalog. For the last one, sabi niya dito, if you are exercising a lot or you have a very busy schedule, try to cut down a bit. So in moderation lang din po ang pag-exercise, hindi po natin kailangang mag-over-exercise. It is still important to be active in pregnancy but you don't need to do more than the recommended amount. So, ano nga ba ang recommended? Ang recommended po ay 30 minutes a day and at least 4 days a week. Yun po ang recommended ng ating mga healthcare professionals.
Remember that exercise doesn't have to be strenuous to help you manage your weight and stay healthy in pregnancy. There's a lot of gentler activities you could try, such as swimming, walking, yoga, or pilates. Pwede din dito ang squat, dancing, and cycling. Ang sobrang pag-ehersisyo ng walang sapat na oras ng paggaling ay maaaring makapinsala sa immune system ni mother na nagpapahirap sa kanyang katawan upang labanan ang sipon at mga infeksyon.
Physical activity and exercise in pregnancy. Women who begin an exercise plan through their pregnancy should begin consciously and progressively increase to a moderate intensity. Although the dietary needs of active pregnant women are not well established, it should be noted that there is an additional calorie allowance for increased metabolism and greater energy expenditure both during and after activity. Pregnant women use carbohydrates at a higher rate than non-pregnant women. This rate is established even more during exercise. Therefore, enough carbohydrate intake is critical. Adequate fluid intake aids in core body temperature regulation and is required to replace fluid loss during exercise. Overall, a woman who develops strong fitness habits during pregnancy has a much better chances of keeping them after her child is born. Physical activity and exercises during pregnancy promotes physical fitness and prevent excessive gestational weight gain. During pregnancy, exercise can reduce backache, constipation, bloating, and swelling, boost your mood and energy levels, help you sleep better, prevent excess weight gain, promote muscle tone, strength, and endurance.
The next topic is the contraindications for exercise during pregnancy. If we say contraindications, hindi mo to pwedeng gawin dahil sa rason na to. Yes, during pregnancy. The first one is hemodynamically significant heart disease. So very risky siya. Kasi pag sinasabi natin hemodynamically significant heart disease, ibig sabihin yung cardiac output mo is mas mataas sa normal volume ng dapat talaga. Which means it is extended to 30 to 50%. At pwede itong mag-cause ng stroke. The second one is the restrictive lung disease. In this case naman, so yung volume naman ng air, yung hindi kayang i-hold ng ating lungs. So, di ba, buntis ka, tapos ang hina-hina pa ng lungs mo, tapos nag-perform ka ng masyadong extreme exercise. Ano mangyayari sa'yo? Di ba, pwede kang doon, ma-overfatigue. The next one is incompetent cervix or curtilage. Ito yung procedure na ginagawa nila na Inipose nila yon para kasi maiwasan yung miscarriage or premature birth. Kasi kapag sinasabi natin incompetent cervix, medyo maano siya mababa or hindi niya kayang i-hold yung baby sa womb. Kaya ginagawa nila ito para mag-grow pa yung baby and maiwasan yung pagkakaroon ng premature birth or miscarriage. The next one is multiple gestation at risk for premature labor. Next is persistent second or third trimester bleeding. So, napaka-scary din yan. Next one is placenta previa after 26 weeks of gestation. Next one is premature labor during the current pregnancy. O, di ba kapag, kapag sinasabi natin premature labor, it is, nasa, 20 to 37 weeks nag-labor ka na or nagko-contract ka na. The next one is ruptured membranes. Kapag sinasabi natin ruptured membranes, hindi ka pa umabot sa due date mo or sa labor mo, pumutok na yung panubigan mo. O, di ba, napaka-scary din nun, napaka-unreal nun, napaka-vulnerable for pregnant woman. And the last one is preeclampsia, pregnancy-induced hypertension. Hindi ka pwedeng mag-perform ng masyadong malalang exercise kasi nga, napaka dangerous ng eclampsia, lalo na sa buntis kasi pwede kang mamatay or ma-stroke din.
Warning signs to terminate exercise while pregnant. Vaginal bleeding. Ang pagdurugo sa ari ng babae ay maaaring sintomas ng regla o iba pang karaniwang mga karamdaman kabilang ang polymenorrhea, menstrual cycle na mas mababa sa 21 days, oligomenorrhea, menstrual cycle na higit sa 38 days, amenorrhea, walang menstrual cycle sa loob ng 90 days, at metrorrhagia, isang panahon na tumatagal ng higit 7 araw. Dyspnea before exertion. Ito ay nangangahulugan na ang isang tao ay nakakaramdam ng kakapusan sa paghinga habang nag-eehersiyo. Dizziness. Ito naman ay isang terminong ginamit upang ilarawan ang isang hanay ng mga sensasyon tulad sa pakiramdam, paghihina, nahihilo, mahina o higit matatag. Headache. Ang pananakit ng ulo ay resulta ng mga senyales na nakikipag-ugnayan sa utak, mga daluyan ng dugo at mga nerbiyos sa paligid. Chest pain. May be causes by angina or heart attack. Muscle weakness. Muscle weakness happens when your full effort doesn't produce a normal muscle contractions or movements. Calf pain or swelling. Need to rule out tromboplebitis. Ang pananakit ng nguya ay kadalasang sanhi ng cramps kapag ang mga kalamnan ay bilang ang ikli. Ito ay maaaring mangyari kung ikaw ay gumagawa ng mga bagong ehersisyo, kung ikaw ay dehydrated o kung ikaw ay kulang sa ilang mga minerals. Ang mga pulikat ay karaniwang mabilis na mawawala ng mag-isa. Preterm labor. This occurs when regular contractions result in the opening of the cervix after 20 and before week 37 of pregnancy. Decrease fetal movements. Multiple factors can decrease perception of movement, including early gestation or reduced volume of amnion fluid, fetal sleep states, obesity, anterior placenta, up to 28 weeks gestation, smoking and nulliparity. Amniotic fluid leakage. Amniotic fluid leaks occurs when a hole or tear is present in the amniotic sac.
Women should get medical guidance from their healthcare professional regarding the type of activities they should participate in when pregnant. Pregnant women should be encouraged to engage in 30 minutes of physical activity every day, if not every day of the week, despite significant psychological changes during pregnancy. Women with healthy pregnancies can exercise using a combination of aerobic and resistance training. Si Ader ay dapat kumonsulta muna sa doktor o midwife kung ano ang mga pwede niyang gawing exercise upang sa ganun ay malaman niya yung mga pwede lamang niyang gawin na exercise habang siya ay buntis. At para na din maiwasan ang mga bagay na pwedeng makasagin ng maaari ng pangalan.
Okay, and that's for our today's discussion. We hope that we explained the key points accurately, and thank you for listening, and see you on the next lessons.